සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් දැන් වෙලාව හරියටම පස්තුරු 3:08යි ඔබ සුපුරුදුපාදිකටලා ඉන්නේ good news රේඩියෝ නාලිකාවේ සතියන්ත සජීවී විකාශය සමගයි. ඉතින් අද 2024 වර්ෂයේ දෙසැම්බර් මාසයේ 28 වනදා ඉතින් අද තමයි good news රේඩියෝ නාලිකාවේ 2024 වර්ෂයට අදාළ අවසාන සජීවී විකාශය. ඉතින් මේ විදිහට ආරම්භ කරන්නට සූදානම් තවත් එක් සුවිශේෂී අංගයක් ඒ තමයි good volunteer segment එක. ඉතින් අපි හැමදාම මේ good volunteer segment එක තුලින් අරගෙන ආවේ අපේ ගුණජය සතුට පදනමට පැමිණෙන volunteersලා සමග කතා කරන්නට. ඉතින් අද දවසේ මාත් එක්ක good volunteer segment එක අරගෙන යන ඉංග්‍රීසි මාධ්‍යයෙන් ඉන්නවා ශශිකලා. ඒ වගේම ශශිකලාත් එක්ක අද good volunteer segment එකත් එක්ක කතා කරන්නට අපේ guest කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා සුවිශේෂී ආරාධනාවක්. ඉතින් අපි ඔහු පිළිගැනීමට ආරාධනා කරනවා ශශිකලාට. ආයුබෝවන්.
Ayubowan Pathun. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you a very happy Saturday, and it's almost the end of the year 2024. So we hope that wherever you are listening in from, that you are having a lovely holiday season. So season's greetings to all of you from all of us here at the Good News Radio. So as Pathun said, so today is the 28th of December, and the time right now here in the Foundation of Goodness or Senigama Center of Excellence is almost, yes, it's 3:10 p.m. and it's a very sunny Saturday at the foundation. So just a week ago we had the 25th anniversary celebration at the Foundation of Goodness right here in Senigama. So that was a beautiful event where we showcased many things, the journey of the foundation, some success stories, as well as the dear trustees who have contributed tirelessly to the foundation. So I'm sure when Kushal Gunasekara, who is the founder, when he's back at the Good News Radio, we will talk detail about the 25th anniversary celebration as well as the journey of 25 years. So unfortunately Kushal, due to his busy schedule, is not here today, and we do miss him to conduct this interview, but hopefully maybe next week or maybe sometime later today we will get to speak with him about this remarkable achievement of 25 years, because 25 years of a foundation is not easy. Having said that, now we move on to the segment which we usually call the Good Volunteer segment, where we interview and speak with some of our amazing volunteers. And today we have a very special individual. I hear that he is a very multifaceted, multi-talented personality. He is Surin Vettamuni. So let me first warmly welcome Surin to the Good News Radio, and thank you so much for joining us. And to start off our discussion, will you be able to give a brief introduction about you?
Yeah, well, to start things off, thank you so much for having me. This foundation is amazing, and it's just a pleasure to be here. So, my name is Surin Vettamuni. I go to school in the US, in Virginia, and I work on AI projects, STEM projects. I play some sports, lacrosse, and yeah, that's a bit about me.
That's remarkable. So, have you grown up in the US, or were you born here? Maybe a little bit about your background for our listeners.
Right, so I was born in the US, but I was from Sri Lanka and the UK, so I always visited both of these places, but I've always grown up in the US.
Okay, and which grade are you in right now?
Currently, I'm a high schooler in Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, and I'm in 11th grade.
Okay, beautiful. So now let me come back to you and the Foundation of Goodness. Firstly, how did you hear about the foundation?
So my parents actually told me about the foundation, and I was excited to come volunteering here when they told me we were coming to Sri Lanka for the winter break season. And I researched about them, and I found that your cause was an amazing cause to support, so I'm very happy to be here volunteering for you.
Nice. And now I would love to hear about what have you been doing here. Since when have you been volunteering?
Yeah, so I started volunteering yesterday, and in that time I've met a lot of great people. I talked about artificial intelligence and STEM projects. I helped kids with English. I helped them with math. I played chess with some people, and just connecting with the community. That's the main thing I've been doing. And of course I've been here on the radio.
So just today, and you've already done quite a number of activities, and I would like to dive deep into maybe one or two of them. So can you explain a little bit about the AI activities that you've been doing and spending time with the community? Were you teaching the community? Were you teaching the kids? What exactly were you doing?
Right, so this is the very first thing I did at this foundation. I went into a room with a group of kids, and I started teaching them about AI and STEM, and I taught them about the workplace and the career and how everything is turning into STEM. I told them resources about how to get better at STEM, watching YouTube videos. I gave them good channels, and I showed them that STEM as a career is a very successful career to go into, and I guided them on the path to a successful STEM career.
I think that's great because here sometimes in the rural areas, what happens is people tend to overlook STEM and move on to other areas, which is not a bad thing, but I feel like sometimes STEM is overlooked because of the lack of resources. So having someone like you who's maybe similar to their age come and talk about STEM really gives that added inspiration so that they can also pursue a career in STEM if they want to. Maybe you can give a bit of a brief of what STEM is to our listeners who might not know exactly and what you learn at school.
Sure, yeah. So STEM actually is an acronym. It stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And anything that involves technology or any of those things I said, math, engineering, or science, that is something in the field of STEM. So I specifically talked about AI, which is in computer science, aka technology. And I talked about how AI is used in the world today and how they could start learning AI. And one thing I had noticed, a lot of the people said that learning coding was very hard. And it's important to realize that you're not going to get it your first time, maybe not your second or third. I definitely did not. I had to keep I kept making different models. I made so many mistakes, but it's important to keep pushing through, and eventually, with a lot of hard work and practice, you will have a successful career.
So what do you want to become once you're out of school? What are your plans?
Right, so I'm going to try to come into a very emerging industry right now, quantum computing. So for the past 10 years or so, we've been really focused on classical computing, and quantum computing speeds up computations instantly, almost instantly. So I'm trying to go into that field and combine quantum computing with machine learning and AI to quantum ML, and that's the real field I'm trying to go into.
That's very nice, and we don't hear a lot of people talk about those fields, so I think that is a huge, you especially coming here and speaking about that right. Itself is a huge eye-opener for many students. So maybe you can come again, maybe during your summer breaks, and teach more, do some activities, STEM activities, especially maybe on AI and machine learning. That would be huge for the kids here. Right. So you said that maybe could you describe a little bit about how your school has shaped you to be interested in AI and machine learning, and maybe how can we sort of inculcate some of those learnings here in this community?
Right. So when I came into TJ, I knew I wanted to do computer science, but I didn't really have like a strong enough foundation. So my school offered a large amount of courses. I took foundations of computer science, AP computer science, and right now I'm taking an artificial intelligence course. So my school offered a lot of courses on the CS path, and that really like developed a love in me. And performing and working on all these projects, it really showed me the practicalness of STEM and how it can be used in a real world society. So at this foundation, if you want to encourage more people to go into AI and ML, you should really work on projects with them and get them to see how it's really useful. So right now in my artificial intelligence class, I worked on a GPS system in a way where it could find the shortest distance between nodes and cities. So if you gave 3 cities, it would tell you the shortest distance and what path to take. And working on that, I can see that can be used in a car. That can be used on our phones, on Google Maps, on websites like this. So getting a love of CS and coding and any STEM activity into these people, it will really develop a sense of it will really develop their want to continue into this field.
So I think what I'm hearing is that when you see the practicality of your application, you automatically get more inspired to continue doing work. So
That's exactly.
rather than just studying about AI or ML through a textbook, if you really work on a project like you did, then the kids will be more interested. I feel like right now AI and ML here is seen as this really difficult and distant subject.
Exactly.
Because of the lack of resources, because of the experience of the people, lack of experience of people who are there to teach, right?
Right.
So what sort of resources can the communities like the communities in the south of Sri Lanka, when you don't really have an access to a lot of experienced teachers or professors or academics, what sort of resources can they leverage?
Right. That's an excellent question. That's actually, I got asked that a lot at the lecture. And YouTube and websites like ChatGPT and Copilot, they can help a lot. There are amazing channels on YouTube like 3 Blue 1 Brown. You also can look at MIT courses and Harvard courses online. CS50 from Harvard has an excellent AI course that I actually looked at myself. And all of this is completely free. You can even earn like a Harvard certificate. So utilizing YouTube and websites to learn about CS and AI, you can learn about the basics, or you can go into complex topics like building neural networks. I learned all of it through YouTube and through my teachers. So it's very important to use the internet to develop your skills and to develop a love of learning.
Okay, so that's great. And I'm going to take that one by one, right? So YouTube. Name some YouTube channels our listeners can lean on.
Right. So for 3 Blue 1 Brown, it teaches you a lot about math, and math is very important in computer science. You may need to know linear algebra, multivariable calculus. 3 Blue 1 Brown helps you visualize all of the mathematical concepts, and even like science and physics, which is sometimes needed in computer science. That is the main channel you should look at, definitely. And you can also pull up Harvard's YouTube channel. I'm not sure the exact name, but if you just search up Harvard lecture on AI, you are bound to find it on YouTube.
Great. I'm sure that's very, very useful. And you also mentioned the Harvard and other university free online courses. So where can they find these free courses? Is it on the university website, or is it on like Udemy or like a platform like that?
I believe it is on a public website with all different courses that they can take. If you just search up Harvard Artificial Intelligence course free, you will find it on like the first link. And you can find many different topics. So there's a computer visions course, there's an artificial intelligence course, and they walk you through the steps on building an AI.
Okay, so to anyone who's a novice and listening in, he has given some exceptional advice. So first is YouTube on the channels he mentioned, and second is just simply go on Google, type Harvard free AI course, and there will be a bunch of links that come up, and you're free to select which one suits best. And if you have the time, by all means, maybe you can do all of that.
Yeah.
But the point is, even if you don't have physically available resources, you can always find resources online, and most importantly free online resources, and that would give you a great head start.
Right, and if you wanted to use a website like ChatGPT or Copilot, just say, please summarize what a topic in artificial intelligence. Summarize how to make a neural network, and it will give you an in-depth summary, and it can also help you with the code, because ChatGPT and Copilot can give you code. So if you ever have a problem with code and you need a bit of help debugging, you can always look towards them.
Okay, so that's an excellent ChatGPT prompt. You go on ChatGPT and type the prompt which Surin just mentioned. And how do you get help with the code? Do you upload the code on ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT to help you deduce the debug?
Right, yeah. You can just copy and paste your code, or I'm pretty sure you can attach a file too, and just say, type the error message you're getting or what you're expecting it to get, and ChatGPT will help point out what mistake you're making or what you need to modify, and it will actually give you the code too. So you can check the correct solution with the code that they gave you, and you can work it out line by line if you want to.
Okay, so that's an excellent platform for you to practice coding right from your bedroom.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can use IDEs like VS Code or Spider for Python development. These IDEs are amazing. They offer a large amount of resources like debugging tools, compiling tools, running tools, every single thing. And the terminal, so VS Code and Spider, if you want to go into Python development, mainly go to Spider. If you want to go into any other language, go into VS Code.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's a lot of free advice from you. That's great. And so you spoke about Python, and there are many other computer programming languages available. According to you, what are the languages that are most useful to be learned today?
Right. So the classic is Python. It can be used in a lot of artificial intelligence, computer vision. If you're trying to look into making websites, maybe look into JavaScript and HTML, as that's what a lot of websites are using. But regular Java can also be used. Like the first neural network that I was trying to build, I watched a tutorial and it was made in Java. But if you're starting off and you don't know what to do, definitely go into Python. Python is a very versatile language. It has many different libraries that can help you, and it's just an amazing thing. It can be used in almost every single workplace environment.
Okay, so there you go. Python as priority, but of course once you're done with Python, maybe going to Java and add the other popular languages. But Python, according to Surin, is because of its versatility and how it can be used in many different applications. So Python, I believe, would be the key here. And how does one start to learn Python? Right,
so when I first learned Python, I didn't know anything at the start, but I just searched up YouTube videos and I walked through projects and I coded it myself, not understanding a single thing. And I had to work through the code. I looked through it line by line, trying to understand what it would do. So start with simple computations like A plus B is equal to C, and see what C prints. And start keep on going with two if-else statements, for loops, so on and so forth. Learn complex things like BFS, DFS, A-star searching, and just keep searching up on YouTube some projects to go through. And through making those projects on your own, you will eventually learn computer science. And remember, it is not always going to go well the first time. You have to keep pushing through every single time. And eventually, after you manage to learn one language, you should always manage to learn another language. So I know both Python and Java right now, and a lot of workplace employers, they try to look for somebody with multiple language experiences. So it's very important to learn at least 2 languages.
So another bit of great advice. So once you're done learning with one language, I wouldn't say once you're done because you never stop learning.
Yeah.
But once you are quite confident in one language, try to learn another language as well, because most employers search for candidates who have experience in several languages. So it's always a plus point if you know at least 2 languages. And Surin's recommendation is Python and Java.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much for all that free advice on computer science and coding. Very interesting. Now, let me come back to the foundation of goodness. So, if Kushal was here, he would speak about how volunteering is a timeless act where you give your time and effort, right? And that is true. Giving your time unasked is one of the most precious gifts you can give another person. So what made you want to volunteer, Surin, and how has your experience been here so far?
Right, so at my school I see a lot of different events trying to raise money for some sort of relief. In my middle school I raised money for Honduras after 2 hurricanes hit. I raised money for that, and I was thinking, there's nothing for my country. I need something for my country. And when my parents told me about the foundation of goodness, that answered my question. I knew what to do now. So it's a very rewarding experience. You talk to amazing children, and they very much appreciate it. They wanted me to come back, and I have to look for time to do that. So it's a very rewarding experience, and if you ever have the time, if you ever come to Sri Lanka, you should definitely try to come here to volunteer. I guarantee you will not regret it.
So I'm guessing this is your first time at the Foundation of Goodness?
Right, yes.
Okay. And then have you been traveling to Sri Lanka often?
So this is probably my third time I've been here. I think the last time I went here, it was when I was 8 years old, and then I went previously when I was 3. So I have very little memories of the Sri Lankan lifestyle prior to this visit. But yeah, it's very different from the US. Yeah.
Yeah, and you seem to blend in perfectly, right? It doesn't seem like you came like so many years ago, almost 10 years ago, right? But you seem to be blending in very well.
Thank you.
So thank you for sharing your experience, and I'm sure if there are other people who are considering to come to volunteer here, that would have inspired them as well. And how long are you here for?
I'm going to be here for about a week more, 5 days-ish.
Okay, so we are, because you must be starting school, right?
Yes,
okay.
School is the reason I have to go back. Otherwise, we would be staying for about like 2 months, 3 months. Like, that's the dream.
Maybe summertime.
Yeah, summertime, yeah.
Yeah, when you have about a good 3 months.
Yeah, we have a month and a half actually.
Oh, you don't have 3 months?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Is it because of the type of your school?
I think it's just every school in my county, it's about a month and a half, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, but that's still...
That's still better than 2 weeks, or a week, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, lovely. And do you have any parting thoughts to share with the community?
Yeah, so all in all, you definitely should go into like a STEM career, like I've been saying. Use your resources. You definitely have to use your resources. Use YouTube, search up coding tutorials online. There's many free ones. Search up when you get a bit better. Or if you want to learn the basics, search up university courses. Harvard, MIT definitely have courses out there. Use your resources, ChatGPT and YouTube. Remember that. Definitely keep persisting on and persevering on, as you definitely will fail at the start. But I failed too, and I kept pushing on, and now I'm achieving goals that I'm achieving like models and programs that I never thought I ever could. Imagine coding a GPS. That is insane to think about right now. But just keep pushing onwards and never give up. And definitely come to the Foundation of Goodness if you ever have the chance. It is an amazing experience. You'll meet a lot of amazing people like the 2 people in front of me today. And definitely come here if you can.
That's great. Some great words we heard from a 17-year-old. I am proud to have spoken to you. One thing I couldn't ask was, so you are volunteering in the sports center as well, right? So maybe talk a bit about that. Do you do any sports?
Right. So in high school, for my high school team, I play lacrosse. And I've always played soccer, tennis. I've done swimming as well. In fact, I played soccer for about 10 years, I think, and tennis for also about 10 years, yeah. So right here, I played chess with some people. They're very good, yeah. I lost a few times, but I've always played chess, and I thought it was an amazing experience to play with them. And I might be going to play table tennis with people. So tennis has helped me get better at table tennis, so I enjoy it a lot. And maybe I can help these kids practice and help these people who want like a better person, yeah.
That's true. And then, unfortunately, lacrosse is not a very popular sport. I don't think it's popular at all, actually.
Yeah, in the United States, not a lot of people play it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Here, it's, I think it's non-existent, really. Because cricket is our main sport, and a lot of people love cricket. In fact, some people just live and breathe cricket.
Sure, yeah.
But, yeah, table tennis is definitely a huge part of the Foundation of Goodness, and as well as the chess, and swimming is a big part here as well. So thank you thanks a lot for your service, what you have done so far and what you will be doing over the next few days. Really happy to have spoken to you. I wish Kushal was here, but unfortunately he's at the match and he's also doing some wonderful work there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and it has been an absolute pleasure to speak to you today. And today is also the final Good News Radio for this year, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So the Good News Radio has also had a great run this year. We've had some fantastic discussions. Many guests like Serene have come and spoken, and it has been a great time. So thank you to everyone who has been listening. Thank you to everyone who has come and spoken here. Thank you to all the announcers who are doing the work behind the mic. Special thanks to Vishmi, and we remember her because she's like the main person doing everything.
Yes.
So thank you. And with that, I think I will be signing off as well for the last time for 2024. It's been a great run, everyone, and looking forward to continuing with many more fruitful, inspirational and admirable discussions next year. Thank you, and over to you, Patu.
Thank you so much, Shashikala. Thank you so much, Sureen, for coming today and volunteering us. Thank you so much, Shashikala, to announce today. මේත් එක්කම මේ විදිහට තමයි good volunteer segment එක අවසන් වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඔබ අද good volunteer segment එක තුලින් ඔබට අවශ්‍ය resources ගොඩක් ඉගෙන ගන්නට ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඉතින් මේ වගේ තමයි අපි good news radio නාලිකාව තුලින් ඔබට ඔබගේ ජීවිතේට වටිනා වැඩසටහන තමයි හැමදාමත් අරගෙන ආවේ. ඉතින් මේ විදිහට good volunteer segment එක මෙතනින් නවටපත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් 2025 වර්ෂයේ අලුතෙන්ම good volunteer segment එකේ හමු වෙන බලාපොරොත්තුෙන් අපි අදට සමුගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් ආරම්භ කරන අධිකරණ අපිට සමග රැඳී සිටින්න පස්වරු 5 දක්වා හැමෝටම සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්.